99% of golfers would improve their game and lower their scores if they use certain clubs in their golf bag. And those golf clubs we are talking about today, because our mid-handicap golfer is potentially putting a full set of these clubs in his bag. Because of how easy it is to hit shots just like that. A high towering draw. That was with a 5-iron, and this is why this mid-handicap golfer is looking at a full set of hybrids. And not just any hybrids, these are the affordable 11 hybrid irons. And guys, if you are new to this YouTube channel, then welcome to the channel. If you want to hit that subscribe button and join us on that journey to 50,000, that would be great. And guys, if you're a regular viewer of the channel, thank you for being a subscriber. But you will know the man we are talking about today. You've seen him test a full set of Wilsons, you've seen him test a full set of Zexios, you've also seen him test a full set of Rams that we never thought we'd have on the channel. But today we are talking about the 11 hybrids. So in this golf bag, we have a full fitted set of hybrid irons all the way down to gap wedge. And yes, you might think that putter costs more, or those putters cost more than this set alone. But Dave, we was fitted for these because you bought some of these a couple of years ago.
I did.
You didn't get fitted.
No, I didn't get fitted. I went with the shafts that I thought were the right shafts, but they've gone well for me.
Yeah.
I had no complaints about them whatsoever.
Being fitted now down at Hereford with Nick, so a super fitter down there, certainly knows his stuff, and you can go down there, you can get these fitted. There's obviously a few changes to these clubs which we will talk about. Shafts, grips are a big talking point, but there's one thing we've done to one of these clubs to get it in the golf bag. But let's start with the 5-iron, Dave. So let's see this 5-iron, the club that I've just hit off here. And the reason why you might have hybrid irons, you might go to a full set of these clubs, is depending on what you are trying to get. If you want a better launch, if you want obviously maybe a little bit more distance, they're not maybe stronger lofted, but they are slightly longer, and they give you a few more options, a little bit more versatility, and get you enjoying that game a little bit more. And also, if you're somebody who doesn't always take a divot, you never have, these are perfect. And just like that man there, that is a fantastic launch with that 5-iron. But this is the club we need to talk about, Dave. So not only do we have a lighter shaft, not only do we have the large Jumbo Max grips, we also have this club a little bit longer than standard.
Yeah. When we went down there, we were talking about what sort of distances we got with various clubs.
Yep.
And it kind of showed that my 5-iron was a bit too close to the 6.
Yeah.
So Nick said, shall we try a slightly longer shaft, which is what we've gone for.
Yeah, so we've not gone much longer there, but it's added a little bit more speed. It's got that gap in that we needed it to, so we can match it in with the rest of clubs in Dave's golf bag. Let's get down into that fairway. So guys, obviously 11 are a company that, for me, I've always known them as a hybrid company, but recently, obviously, we've seen the driver. So they have brought out the NH01 driver, which has performed well for Dave, and certainly at £250 is a driver you might consider yourself. They've also now entered, as it seems every company has, the mini driver market, and again certainly has performed well, and again affordable price. And this is a big talking point on the channel, guys, is Dave's tested expensive clubs in the Zexios, he's tested obviously more affordable clubs in Ram, and now we've got a little bit of a middle ground here with these 11s. But how much are you spending on your clubs? Are you spending more than £600? Are you spending over £1,000? Or are you looking at second hand to see what bargains you can get? So we now come in to an 8-iron. We've got 145 yards here, and we can see straight away plenty of loft on this hybrid. We'll also see a custom ferrule on those, which I'll show you with another club. As we can see, nice ferrule. So if you go and get fitted, Nick has got a ridiculous amount of different ferrules or different options you can have on, hasn't he, Dave? A plethora of ferrules. So Dave's going to come in here, and this is where obviously you might think, well, I've never seen an 8 hybrid, why would I have an 8 hybrid? We're going to hit 3 shots here, and the reason being for me is obviously consistency. We saw with Dave in his fitting how much more consistent the launch was, the landing angle was consistent, And that's what we need from Dave. Kind of towering shot there, just to the left of the flag. And we can just see it, can we just see it over the bunker?
I think it's just...
Classic, we can't
you
just
can
see it over
just.
the bunker. But we'll see when we get up there. But again, a fantastic towering flight there, Dave. And that's something that you did get from your irons, but you wouldn't say consistently enough.
One thing I would say is that the first time you actually use these, there looks to be a lot of loft on, and that's because obviously it's a hybrid, so there's a lot of club behind the face.
A lot of real estate behind the ball there, isn't there, Dave?
But if you can get past that, they seem to work wonderfully.
Yeah, and that's very much an interaction with Dave in the ground. We can see there is no sign of a divot, and there's nothing wrong with that, but obviously
Keeps the greenkeepers happy.
it does keep Mr. Jones extremely happy. But the big thing is there that these clubs then help him launch the ball much easier. We have more forgiveness. He's not trying to help the ball up like he potentially would with an iron. We know with an iron they will launch a little bit lower, even depending what shaft you put in there. Although, if you hit it off the bottom, unfortunately, it's not going to get in the air. However, it's nice and straight.
And it's pretty much got there.
And just short of the green. And that is a combination of, obviously, the forgiveness of these clubs in general, as I whack the camera, but also these grips for Dave. So start line has certainly improved, not only with irons, because he was relatively good with those, but mainly with his driver and his new mini driver that you'll have seen on the channel. But one more here, let's see, can we get another one on the green before we jump onto the par 3 here at Waterfront. Kind of towering shot there, Dave. Can we get the zoom? And we can see there, just past pin high, if anything.
That
again,
wasn't the best strike in the world either.
Interesting, because that has gone a long way, probably past the flag. This is where we're going to get some numbers with these on the driving range and show you how they compare to the irons Dave has been using.
If you can get
but also
that,
to those.
If you can get that result with what was just simply an okay-ish strike, then the dream's alive.
It is, and this is where we're trying to make golf easier. So why not have a full set of hybrids, Dave? And guys, this is a big talking point. Obviously, why haven't you got a full set of hybrids? Why haven't you even thought about it? I know you don't see many options out there, but obviously now 11 are providing that with the option also to go and get fitted, not just buying offline, because if these can make your game a little bit easier, then why not have them in your golf bag? This potentially could be Dave's new set for this year, so we're going to get out playing 9 holes and see how he scores with these to see if they're going to go into the bag before that first competition of the season. But before we jump on to the par 3, let me show you something else you can do with these clubs with the more options we have lower down in that golf bag. So we know in this golf bag we've got the top end, which most people will potentially buy, but at the bottom end of the golf bag we now have the most lofted hybrid, or so 11 say, the most lofted hybrid you can potentially get, which is in the gap wedge. I will pass that to Dave because we are going to show you how versatile they are. But up here on the green we can see just past the flag with that shot that Dave even said he didn't strike perfect, but that first one was pin high and well inside tour average. So Dave, let's have a look at how much loft is on this club. So let's see.
47 degrees.
We've got 47 degrees, and if I take this, we can see that is a lot of loft. But let's see how it does, Dave, because again, hybrids are good for chipping. You don't have to maybe go to the gap wedge, you could use any of them.
This is the first shot, as you can see, we've just taken the cellophane off, so this is the first shot I've ever taken with this around the green. So usually my chipping's okay, so we'll have a go.
Let's see how this does. So these are options, guys. We're going to do a full video just on this wedge of where this could maybe help your short game if you're not as confident as Dave is with his short game, from places potentially like the bunker or even those awkward 30 to 90 yard shots. But you can certainly see how easy that was.
That was
to chip close, Dave?
Amazingly easy.
You didn't feel like you had to do
No,
much there, Dave, did you?
No, I mean, I do have, since I had lessons with your good self, I am reasonably confident around the green. But I've still always got to think about exactly what I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
Whereas there, it was just, as James Robinson would say, I just got to the top of the backswing and then just gave up, let it go.
Yeah, it kind of gives you that confidence, although it looks different. Once you're used to that, it gives you the confidence to turn back, turn through, and knock it close. But let's get to the 6 hole. So guys, we are now on the 6 hole here at Waterfront, a great par 3, playing 130 yards from this tee box right here. The reason we are here is because we want to talk about this 9-iron and a 20-yard gain.
Skinny, but...
Not Dave's best strike there, but that is what you like to see from a good bad one, Dave. Scottish Paul would not be happy with that one right there, but a prime example...
It's a possible two, though.
It is. It's exact example there of what these hybrids can do for you. Obviously, not a great strike, as we know. We're not all going to hit great strikes by any means, but we got away with that. Forgiveness, still got it to the hole. I don't think that would have happened if you was using your Tacoma 9-iron.
No.
But let's talk about those numbers, guys. So you'll see on screen there, when we went with the Tacoma 9-iron, Dave, we saw that you was getting around about 106 carry, 111 total, which is a number you was playing probably out on the course, or...
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
You know, my pitching wedge generally went about 100 yards, and then a 10-yard gap to my 9-iron.
Yeah, so when we jumped into these 9-irons as Dave gets ready for this shot here, we can see that it jumped up 125 yards carry. We saw 131 total, but also saw the spin didn't drop massively, so it went from 7,100 down to 6.5. We also saw club head speed was around about the same, but the distance was totally different. And that's more like the shots we saw in the studio. Again, a towering shot there. And just getting up onto the front edge of the green. How was that strike, Dave?
It wasn't great.
No.
I felt like I backed off it slightly.
Yeah. So again there, nice launch straight away from these hybrids. This is why Dave or somebody like yourself might go into these. Again, if you have a shallow angle of attack, you don't take divots, then hybrids can help you get that launch, but also not have all your clubs going the same distance, which is what we'll talk about in videos to come. So one more here so far. I think that one is on the fringe. We've got a 50% green in regulation rate. Can we improve on that?
Slightly left, but
a good strike.
better strike.
A little bit left, but distance-wise,
isn't it?
Distance-wise looks pretty good. We can't obviously blame, unfortunately, the club for that. We can blame Dave's inability to aim.
I know, I really do struggle with that. But
you certainly do. Let's talk about a few more clubs that are in this set, why you might have these in your bag, or would you be embarrassed to have a full set of hybrids? This man certainly wouldn't. So, very deceivingly, this was actually just on the front green, and we can see where that has pitched, so you can get a little bit of backspin even from these. We can see the best shot was actually the one which was the worst strike. Certainly got away with it, and we can see the shot here, which was a good strike, would have been solid in the middle of that green. It's a little bit cool this morning, a little bit into the breeze, but pretty good there. So now back in with this gap wedge, the most lofted hybrid you can purchase. Again, obviously we know we're getting that hybrid, so we know we're going to get a lot of forgiveness from this, and we have this gentleman at 89 yards, Dave. So
yeah, 89 to the pin, it'd be about 100 to the middle.
Yeah, and it's a little bit cool this morning, so probably playing that 100 shot, which would normally be Dave's pitching wedge, but how will this gap wedge do here in these 11 hybrids? Can you play these full shots? Let's see. Dave's going to put it to the test, but we do have a full video coming just on this wedge and how it might just be an option for you. And that has launched fantastic, Dave. Straight at it. And
sort of full shot I've played with that.
Yeah, I mean, well inside tour average, Dave. We'll go another one there. And then we might even bring in your pitching wedge out of your bag and just show you again which one is going to come out on top, because that was a good shot. But this might be a club for you guys. Could be for around the edge of the greens, could be for maybe these awkward shots here that are not quite a full shot.
I didn't play that as full.
No?
No.
So that was more of a controlled one, and you can see it was very easy to get that start line. These grips are certainly helping, which can now come as an option with 11.
Oh, a bit thin.
A little bit thin. And we can see the back edge of the green. And again, obviously, if we're going to catch it clean, it is going to go that little bit further. Let's go one more, and then we will chuck in a pitching wedge. Obviously, behind the golf ball, Dave, how does it sit? Obviously, from these longer shots, we can certainly see that there is a lot of loft on there, but to the eye,
when you first use them, they're a bit, make you a bit nervous.
Yeah.
But it's a case of committing to the shot, I think.
Yeah. So let's go one more here. Let's see, before we jump into your pitching wedge. So good flight there. Is it there, Dave? Did you take a little bit too much off?
I did
No?
take a little bit too much off, I'm afraid, but it's...
Yeah, but it's front edge of the green there, nice and easy. Well, let's grab your pitching wedge now and let's see how we get on with that. So we are going to be having a full 9 holes, a scoring round with Dave, with a full set of these hybrids and his new woods. We're going to see what he can do. Obviously, it's coming close to the start of the season. We want Dave to have the perfect setup this year to get closer to single figures, and I believe this hybrid set, the combination of the head, the shaft and the grips on there, could do it. Well, it's certainly very much like that second one there, Dave.
I felt like, you see, when I've got the irons, I feel like I've got to try and hit them.
Yeah, and try and help it into the air. So, very interesting. Is the most lofted hybrid going to go in this man's bag? So guys, certainly an interesting set for you to consider. If you're slowing down a little bit in speed and you need a higher launch, you want more consistency, you want more forgiveness, and you want the game to be a little bit easier, then a full set of these could be perfect for you. Certainly maybe not a set that I would put in my golf bag, and if you are maybe a higher swing speed, you might not have them lower in the golf bag, but you might have a couple of those options in the 3, 4 and 5. But not a bad option for Dave. But do you want to see Dave test these out over that 9 holes? We want to get out there and put a score together. Can we get his handicap down early in the season? Is it going to change his game? And will it beat the other sets that Dave's been testing? Guys, hit that subscribe button if you are enjoying the content. We'll see you again soon.